Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your game by subscribing to our channel so you never miss our daily content. For exclusive access to our premium betting picks, join our Patreon. Find the link in the comments section below. Stay ahead with High Stakes.
Texas Rangers versus Boston Red Sox. The Boston Red Sox have a 9-1 record in their last 10 games versus the Rangers at home. The Texas Rangers have a 2-8 record in their last 10 games on the road. Boston's offense has done well this season and will have no problem taking advantage of a struggling Rangers mound. While Boston will also be giving up runs, they should still be able to get the win and sweep the series. I am taking the Red Sox on the money line. The Boston Red Sox have an over-under record of 8-1 in their last 10 games. The Texas Rangers have an over-under record of 6-3 in their last 10 games. In their last 10 meetings, the Red Sox and Rangers have an over-under record of 7-1. Boston will be able to get plenty of runs against Dane Dunning, who has struggled this season, but Tanner Houck will also likely allow a few runs to take us over the total. Houck in his last 5 starts has an ERA of 4.34. Even with Texas batting average suffering this season, they should be able to get a couple of runs. I am siding with the over in this one. Washington Nationals versus Baltimore Orioles. Hers has struggled on the road this year, failing to win in 3 starts and producing an ERA close to 7. The Orioles have dominated the Nationals recently, falling in only one of their prior 6 matchups with them. Baltimore hurlers have produced a lean 1.28 ERA with a whip under 1 in their prior 6 matchups with the Nationals, so Washington may have difficulty mounting an offensive attack in this contest. The Orioles have excelled at home this season, winning at a 57.6% clip. They batted a robust .307 in their prior 6 games at home. The Nationals have struggled away from their home stadium, losing over 56% of their games. The Orioles have a significant advantage on offense in this matchup, ranking near the top of the league in several key categories versus bottom half rankings for Washington. Adding to Washington's woes in this contest, Baltimore also has a solid pitching staff, ranking in the top 10 in multiple categories. The stats and trends strongly support a comfortable victory for the Orioles and Baltimore on Wednesday. Take the Orioles minus 1.5 runs. 5 of the previous 6 matchups between these squads have gone under the run total, with only 7 runners crossing the plate during their 2-game set at Camden last season. Orioles hurlers have limited the Nationals to 1 run or less in 4 of their last 6 games. Washington has batted a lean .177 against the Baltimore pitching staff over the previous 2 seasons. The Nationals rank in the bottom half of the league in several key offensive categories on the road, including 24th in slugging percentage, so the odds they score quickly in bunches are low. Baltimore pitchers excel at home, ranking 6th in the majors in ERA with 3.70. Hers has been effective in his prior 3 starts, producing a 2.84 ERA and 1.18 whip in his prior 3 starts. The Orioles have gone under the run total in 2 of their last 3 games, and they have limited their opponents to 3 runs or less in 3 of their last 5 games. Most signs point to a lower scoring affair on Wednesday. Take the under 8.5 runs. Miami Marlins versus Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies have seen the ball well in August, but the same cannot be said for the Marlins, who have not only struggled to strike the ball but have fallen to the bottom 5 in both homers and doubles hit. With Phillips finding ways to retire batters at home and the inconsistency on the Marlins mound, look for the Phillies to pull away early here. Take Philadelphia minus 1.5 runs. Frankly, it is hard to know when the Marlins bats will show up and when they'll get left on the bus. The Phillies have been able to stand patiently in the box, but they are still in the bottom half of the league when it comes to strikeout rate. The Marlins' soft road and nighttime batting average, coupled with a low slugging percentage, should keep this offense at bay here. Take under 9 runs. Chicago Cubs versus Cleveland Guardians. Both of these teams are loaded with high-level talent, but in the head-to-head matchup, Cleveland has a major advantage, posting a 7-3 mark in their past 10 meetings, including a 4-game win streak where they have outscored the Cubs 25-15. In Cleveland, the Guardians have picked up wins in their past 4 outings, and with Alex Cobb looking to return to form with the offense rolling, expect the Guardians to finish off a sweep and widen their lead atop the AL Central. On paper, given the pitching rotation of both teams, the under could be the logical play, but with 2 players posting ERAs above 3.50 and the combined average of runs per game over their last 2 series sitting at 10.5, the over is the move for this intriguing matchup. For the Cubs, the over sits at 6-4 in their past 10 overall games, with 5 runs scored per game over that time, and for the Guardians, the over is 5-4-1 in their past 10, with the team allowing over 5 runs per game in that stretch, so look for this one to resemble Game 1 instead of the pitching duel we saw last night. Take over 7.5 runs. Seattle Mariners versus Detroit Tigers. This is just the 4th career game, first start, for Brian Sammons in the majors, so it is still not a great sample size to feel confident in his stuff. Compare that to what Brian Wu has done since the All-Star break, as he is 2-0 with a 1.93 ERA and a .205 batting average against in 23.1 innings, 4 starts, in the second half. Even the bullpens show a pretty good gap between their effectiveness, as the Mariners are 10th in the bigs with a 3.77 reliever ERA, while the Tigers are 19th in baseball with a 4.16 bullpen ERA. Go with the Seattle Mariners to secure a win on the road here. During the month of August, these teams have been pitching at a strong level, as Seattle is second in MLB with a 2.96 team ERA while in 9 games this calendar month, while Detroit is 13th in the sport with a 3.89 team ERA in their 10 games in August. These have been 2 of the worst defensive teams in Major League Baseball throughout the course of the regular season, so expecting the offenses to dominate feels like a tall ask. The Mariners are 28th in Major League Baseball with a .673 team OPS while averaging 3.98 runs per game, while the Tigers are not much better at 26th in the sport with a .680 team OPS while scoring 4.18 runs per game. All in all, go with the under as the better bet for this matchup. Houston Astros versus Tampa Bay Rays. The Astros are red-hot winners of 7 in a row, while the Rays have lost 2 in a row and 4 of their last 5 games. The Rays have only totaled 3 runs in this series, and it is not surprising their lineup has struggled lately since they traded away 2 of their top hitters. They will struggle at the dish again facing Blanco, who has been okay in the last 2 starts. Little had a good start in the one before his last one facing the Astros, only giving up 1 run. Houston will not light it up at the dish, but get more clutch hitting, and they will take this game and complete the series sweep. Take the Astros to win. The total has gone under for both games of this series and went under for all 3 games when these teams faced off in Houston a couple of weeks back. There will not be much offensive fireworks in this game, so I am leaning towards the under. The Rays only rank 28th in the majors in runs scored and recently traded 2 of their better hitters. They have only totaled 5 runs in the last 2 games and will not do much in this game. Houston will also not have a great game at the plate facing Little, who only gave up 1 run in the start before the last one facing the Astros. This finale will be like Game 2 in a lower scoring affair, so the under is the pick. Oakland Athletics versus New York Mets. There is a massive gap between how these pitchers are performing this season when at home compared to on the road. Joey Estes is 2-4 with a 7.47 ERA and a .289 batting average against in 37.1 innings during his 9 road games, 8 starts, while David Peterson is 2-1 with a 3.91 ERA and a .263 opposing batting average in 5 starts at Citi Field this year. The ability to get hits throughout the season shows a difference, as well as the A's have a .231 team batting average while the Mets are posting a .249 team batting average. Go with the New York Mets to snap their losing streak and pick up a win. When looking at how these starting pitchers have been able to do in their last 7 games, they have been getting outs, as Joey Estes is 3-1 with a 4.00 ERA and a 1.19 WHIP in 36.0 innings, while David Peterson is 3-1 with a 3.11 ERA and a 1.3 WHIP in 37.2 innings during that span. In the month of August, These teams have not been able to put up too many competitive at-bats, as the Athletics are 21st in the sport with a .699 team OPS while scoring 3.6 runs in their August 10th games, while the Mets are 28th in Major League Baseball with a .673 team OPS while averaging 3.55 runs in their 11 games during the calendar month. These bullpens throughout the year have also been able to get outs, as Oakland is sitting in 5th place in the sport with a 3.55 reliever ERA, while New York is 16th in the Bigs with a 4.08 bullpen ERA up to this point. Go with under 8.5 runs in this game as the better bet to make. Los Angeles Dodgers versus Milwaukee Brewers. There has been a major difference, as Walker Buehler has shown the ability to dominate throughout his career, while Frankie Montas is 1-3 with a 6.44 ERA and a 1.63 WHIP in 27.0 innings during his 5 starts with the Milwaukee Brewers so far. There is also a minuscule difference offensively since the All-Star break, as Los Angeles is 9th with a .759 team OPS in their 23 games, while Milwaukee is right behind them in 10th place with a .755 team OPS during their first 22 games after the All-Star break. Go with the Los Angeles Dodgers to win this game as the better bet. These offenses have been on fire as of late, as the Dodgers are averaging 5.83 runs in their last 7 games, while the Brew Crew is scoring 5.71 runs in their previous 7 games. Heading into this matchup, neither starting pitcher has shown the ability to lock it down this season, as Frankie Montas has been getting shelled while Walker Buehler has not pitched in the majors in 2 months and looked rusty during his minor league rehab starts this year. Go with over 9 runs to be scored, as these teams should be able to hit well and put themselves in scoring situations. New York Yankees versus Chicago White Sox. Maybe I got an extra dose of delusion in my coffee, but I have at least 1 or 2 reasons to believe the White Sox could pull off another win against the Yankees. Martin at least has a track record in the majors of shutting down an offense, while Warren has not been able to have a good start in his limited time in the majors. The Yankees are 3-4 overall in their last 7 games, and their first game of the series may have given this team a bit more confidence. Additionally, the Yankees are ranked outside the top 20 teams in bullpen ERA. I will admit, the obvious play would be to take the Yankees, but the line isn't worth it in my opinion. I would rather bet on other games on Wednesday. If you are dead set on betting on this game and have a few bucks to lose, then take the White Sox at plus 1.5 at plus 132 and see what happens. Take Chicago White Sox plus 1.5 runs. This isn't the most exciting card on the day for the MLB, so I'd rather see the stars shine with their bats in this case as opposed to a pitching duel. Take over 9.5 runs.